Hey, Mr. Smith Garage here, in the garage with, if you're not a follower or subscriber, we just recently named this Ferdinand the Porsche. If you're not familiar with Porsche history, Ferdinand Porsche was kind of one of those original Porsche designers back in the 1800s, late 1800s. Actually designed one of the first, I think, electric cars, automobiles, back when they called them, or horseless carriages. We've got Jack, the 81 air-cooled Vanagon. That's the current major project that we're working on, doing suspension. I was ready to drop this bad boy in there, this 091 transaxle, but I also have Lars, which, if you've been following along, we did a full, not a full rebuild, but a partial rebuild on this motor. Had a timing chain slip, and so had a couple of valves that bent, and we went through the whole process of taking all the valves out, making sure they were true by running them on a lathe, and then we found two exhaust valves that were bad, and so those got replaced. And everything was got super clean, because this engine was really dirty. It did sit on a squirrel mound for like 6 or 7 years before I acquired it. You can see there's still some evidence of squirrel chew around this. But we've got an O-ring underneath this cap to make sure it doesn't leak any oil while it's going. But it's been running really good. I actually got it resmogged today. It had been smogged 93 days ago or something like that. And got it resmogged today because it is up for sale on Facebook Marketplace if somebody's interested in a VR6, 24 valve VR6. We've gone through a lot on this. You can see it all out there on YouTube under Lars, the Eurovan. Anyway, it's running really well, but it does have sensors that come up every so often. And so what I thought I would do, I know most of the sensors I did a really good job of cleaning, but what's interesting on some of these is that the sensors, sometimes when they go off, it's just because maybe there's some dirt, or there's a connection problem, or something's going on. And so what I've planned on doing right now is just crawling underneath it and kind of looking for any of the sensors that might be reading differently. I might have to jack this up to get underneath it. One of the sensors that I've been seeing come up occasionally is a speed sensor. And so I was going to kind of look around to see if I could find where that might be. One of the nice things about looking down here is just to see, I don't see any leaks anywhere. Let's see. Oh, here's a sensor. Let me take a look at the sensor here. So that could be a knock sensor right up there. It's nice that I don't see any leaking there either, just some seepage. These I know were out of the block. There's a couple of sensors right over here. I'm just gonna hold you here and show you. There's some sensors up there, and then I know that there's some sensors on the back of the engine, and so maybe I need to, or maybe even it's on the transmission here. So that could be a sensor that's, I'm just trying to think. That's actually on the inside of the transmission there. And then there's also an electronic module plug right up here by the filler port, right there. It's been great. It's been running really nice. So I've been happy with that. I don't seem to have any problems with the engine. It just seems like every so often the transmission throws a code. I'm going to get some jacks and get this up so I can look at some of the stuff on the back of the transmission side. Okay, we are underneath Lars. One thing that I feel like every once in a while a sensor comes on is the speed sensor. I know that that's the speedometer cable. I don't know if same thing means speed sensor. Here's our fuel filter that we replaced. Just looking up at the exhaust to make sure it looks all good up there. That's the speedometer cable where it goes into the one of the drive shafts. So that looks fine. Huh. Now let's see if there's anything else back here that I see. I know the wheel hub speed sensors work because when I was doing live data, I was testing those. There's one right there. Those are good. And then there's another one on the passenger side wheel over there. And those are good. While it's jacked up, I just checked the play, and there's no play in the hubs. So got those tight. And there's no play side to side, which would be your steering ball joints. So, things are looking pretty good on this vehicle. Brakes are still in great shape. Get the camera in there. There we go. Now you can see it. Have to back that off to get the camera back out. I don't know. I think, I'm going to meet with a guy tomorrow on Lars and see if he wants to purchase it. If not, I'm not. Wouldn't be too sad because I am planning on driving Lars down to Burning Van, which, hey, if you're some of my followers and you're in the Bay Area and you want to just show up on Sunday at Ocean Beach, it's a free to park down there. Burning Van is going on. That's kind of, it's been known as a Vanagon thing, but heck, I've been there and people show up in split window buses, Dokas, trucks, all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm going to drive the Eurovan down there, and we'll see if anybody down there wants to buy Lars, because great deal on Lars for something with the VR6 that's had the timing chain and tensioners all done, all the thermostat and thermostat pipes and all that stuff's been redone. All the gaskets for the bottom, for the top, fuel injection, those have all been redone. So it's all pretty set right now. Like, it'd be a good vehicle for somebody if somebody needed a 7-passenger vehicle, or if you want to turn it into a camper van. It is good to go. Little view around Lars's motor so you can see everything that's going on here. Just kind of taking a look to see if I see anything that could possibly be a problem, and I don't see anything. There's our thermostat stuff down there. Access from the bottom if needed. We've got all of our brake booster stuff's working. Again, we were having problems earlier on with ABS stuff, and we replaced the ABS block thinking that might have been the problem, and knowing now that it's not. All those fuses are still perfectly intact and good. So anyway, it's been running like a champ. Again, just a few sensors here and there. So if you're going to be at Burning Van, stop by and say hi. I'll bring some stickers down with me, unless I sell this thing tomorrow, which very, very likely, because I'm telling you, this is a screaming deal. Somebody's going to get a great deal out of this if once it finally changes hands and possession, because I just smogged it. This is the second time in just 3 months and a week, Great shape. There's only a few dents and dings, hardly any rust at all. It's like an Oregon, California car. Here's a little ding. You can't even see that really. Anyway, thanks for watching Mr. Smith Garage, and we'll see you on the next episode.